We've spoken about different normal forms, first, second, and third. There's also fourth and fifth. I won't talk about that right now, but what I'm going to talk about is Boyce-Codd normal form, BCNF. And that's saying all determinants have to be candidate keys. Everything on the left-hand side needs to be a candidate key. And I'll tell you what that means. Here, well, first let's go with what's the primary key. That's always my first question to you. I see that the primary key is not property number. That's not unique. But it is property number and IDate combined. Here, you're checking out properties, and a property can be inspected more than once. That's why it's not the primary key. But together, it is the primary key because you're not going to check the same property on the same day, ever, twice. So that's the primary key. So we know that functionally determines everything. So on the left-hand side, that's a candidate key. Other candidate keys are staff number and date and time, because the staff number on a certain date is checking out property, but they check more than one property, so that's why you throw in time. If you throw in date and time and the staff number, that's a candidate key that functionally determines everything. Car registration too. Every staff member is given a car for the day that they can use, so the car and the date and the time is also a candidate key and functionally determines everything. But here, there's something else. There's staff number and the date functionally determines car registration, because we know that a staff member is given a car for the day that they can use. So staff number and the date functionally determines the car. But in that case, that is not a candidate key. Staff number and date, we can see, is not a candidate key. It's not unique. A staff member can go to more than one place on the same day, as we see here in the case of SG14. So while it functionally determines the car registration and they're using the same car, it does not functionally determine everything else. It's not a candidate key. And therefore, in BCNF, if you were to go with that, you would need to create a new table which would have car registration moved over and staff number and date copied over into the new table. So if you wanted to do something, for our purposes, we're going to go up to 3, but if you wanted to go up to BCNF, you'd have to move over car registration and copy over staff number and IDate in order to be in Boyce-Codd normal form.